That's okay. Where did you spill it at?
I spilled it on the bed.
On the bed?
Look at this.
Uh-oh. That's why I said it was going to be messy. No, no, no.
It's so scary. You push it comes out.
Uh-oh. You're making a mess, Doodoo Bird. My little love bird. Oh, I hear it. I hear you spilling it. I hear it being spilled.
Oh my gosh, it's still spilling now.
This is a spill. Yeah.
Can I put water inside of it? Because there's a little hole in it.
Go ask Daddy.
There's a little hole. Can you help me put the water in there?
Go ask Daddy.
Daddy, can you put the water for me?
Why are you going to put water in there?
Because I look at it is actually doing visible ink.
Okay, go show him. Hello, Dale. Welcome. Oh, boy. I'm trying to look decent today. Look decent, look decent, look decent. Hello. Huh? Oh, my little princess is spilling ink all over the floor. It's invisible ink, though. Invisible ink, invisible ink. Hello, Debbie. Yes, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Did you hear about Donald Trump deploying troops to the airport? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Yes, baby.
Regarding Andrew, I think he should be treated like everybody else. If this was like your next.
I will move our brilliant and patriotic ICE agents.
Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so our president-in-chief of the United States of America is deploying ICE agents to the airport. He's deploying ICE agents to the airport. Now, you remember what happened when he deployed those ICE agents in Minnesota? 2 people were unalived. What do we think is going to happen at the airport?
Look behind you, Mom. Mommy,
I see you. I see you. I feel you.
Mommy, I look behind you.
I know.
Now you like this and this on your hand on your back.
You.
I'm looking at a trick.
I see you.
I'm looking at a trick.
I see you. Look at there.
Mommy,
Why is ICE agents going to the airport? Do you guys know? Lisa B, did you hear about this? Hello, Lisa B. Hello, Go. We're talking about the news about Donald Trump's troops. His ICE agent troops are going to the airports. Now, why do we need them at the airport? Okay, they're just going to wreak havoc and they're going to mess with illegals getting off the plane. Do you think it's a good idea? Why is he interfering?
To the airports where they will do security like no one has ever seen before. I will move our brilliant and patriotic ICE agents to the airports where they will do security like no one has ever seen before.
And we have seen long lines for both general security, TSA pre-check, even clear. There are lines already here at the airports this morning, and officials have said that these TSA workers are stretched to the max. And already we are starting to see some closures at airports nationwide. In fact, starting this morning in Philadelphia, the airport, they are temporarily closing checkpoints at 3 different terminals because of staffing. That airport telling passengers to show up at least 2.5 hours early just to get through security.
Wow.
Are ICE agents even remotely trained to handle security at airports?
You know, certainly a highly trained ICE law enforcement officer can cover an X that makes people.
Is ICE trained enough to do this job? You have to be trained in TSA. You can't just be going to the airport pretending like you know what the hell you're talking about and what's going on, and you don't. And so I think they need to go through training first, don't you think? Because they're not even trained right now to be on the street. These are thugs. These ICE agents are thugs. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
People don't go through those exits, enter the airport through the exits, and that stuff like that relieves that TSA officer to go to screening and to reduce those lines. So wherever we can provide extra security, I don't see an ICE agent looking at an X-ray machine because you're not trained in that. There are certain parts of security that TSA is doing that we can move them off those jobs and put them in the specialized jobs, help move those lines.
You see here at DFW, the line is short. You had 4 hours southeast Houston, and you got a wait time hours long. So spring break for some, starting off in a bumpy way, if you will.
All Speaker Johnson needs to do is bring the legislation to the floor that will pay TSA agents.
I shifted to an earlier flight to avoid this. And I get here and the first thing I hear is it's delayed.
It's pretty frustrating. Definitely. We got here, we were prepared for the lines, the really long lines. It's not even on our radar because of everything getting canceled.
They don't know if we're going to get a flight tomorrow. They don't know if we're going to get a flight the next day. So now we don't even know if we're going to go.
Paid right now. And DHS put out some new numbers. They said on Sunday and Monday, those call outs spiked to 50% in Houston, Texas, more than 30% in New Orleans and Atlanta. And TSA officials say if we keep seeing call outs like that, some of our smaller airports may need to close altogether.
I mean, they need to fund TSA. Like we have a bill in as a discharge petition right now. We're hopefully going to force a vote. We just need to cover Republicans to fund all of DHS except for ICE. They could do that next week. The Senate could do it tomorrow. The Senate is could put our all but ICE DHS bill on the floor. Fund TSA. They want to just fund TSA. We could do it in the next couple of days, and that's what the American people want. They are so stuck on this ICE thing, and the American people aren't with them. ICE at the moment is a rogue agency that should not be doing anything until it is reformed. Certainly not going into airports.
Be holding TSA agents hostage. They shouldn't be holding the American people hostage. But Republicans are intentionally creating chaos in airports all across America. It needs to end.
Every previous vote offered by the Republicans has tied TSA funding to also continue funding for ICE without any reform of ICE. This is different. This doesn't tie the TSA to ICE funding because ICE funding is controversial. This does not make the workers at our airports or the passengers at our airports hostages. Republicans are saying unless you pass ICE as is without reform, we're not going to help.
What?
Hey, please subscribe. Thank you.
Taking a look over at LaGuardia Airport in New York City, following some of the impacts and delays that we have seen in airports. It comes as President Trump says he plans to deploy immigration enforcement agents to the nation's airports starting Monday, so tomorrow, to help TSA security checkpoints impacted by the partial government shutdown. President Trump making that announcement via Truth Social, and I do have that social media post here. I want to take it in full so you can read it with us. He says this, quote, "On Monday, ICE will be going to airports to help our wonderful TSA agents who have stayed on the job despite the fact that the radical left Democrats, who are only focused on protecting hardline criminals who have entered our country illegally, are endangering the USA by holding back the money that was long ago agreed to with signed and sealed contracts and all. But watch, no matter how great a job ICE does, the lunatics leading the incompetent Dems will be highly critical."
First of all, why is he lying? He's lying. On Monday, ICE will be going to the airports to help out wonderful TSA agents. First of all, if you pay the TSA agents, then they wouldn't need ICE, who has stayed on the job despite the fact that the radical left, now he's blaming the Democrats, who are only focused on protecting hardline criminals. What criminals? Who have entered our country illegally. You're lying. Are endangering the USA by holding back the money that was long ago agreed to with signed and sealed contracts and all. But watch, no matter how great a job ICE does, the lunatics he called the Democrats lunatics. Why is our president of the United States and is supposed to be impartial, calling the Democrats ludicrous? Excuse me. Lunatics. Excuse me. Lunatics. Lunatics. Yeah, I do. I have them going at once, Dale. You're the only one typing. Nikki, what does Joe Biden have to do with Donald Trump deploying ICE agents to the airports to wreak havoc? What does that got to do with it? And let me explain something too, because this is happening on Donald Trump's watch. He basically the government is basically, the TSC is shut down. Why is that? This is on his watch. Hi, Judy Bird. Paul. Fire. No, they did not shut down because of dumb Democrats. They shut down and they're picketing and they're protesting because they're not getting enough money. They're not getting paid. I just heard Chuck Schumer just say, is that Chuck Schumer? Just say that he would reinstate it if the Republicans would go ahead and sign off on it. But they're not. No, I don't hate Trump, but I definitely don't like him. I don't believe in his policies. I don't believe in his presidency. I don't believe in him. I'm not misinformed. This is Fox News. This is Fox News. Fox News just said that Donald Trump called the Democrats lunatics. What president would call his Democrats ludicrous? He still has to work with these lunatics that he's calling lunatic. Like, why is it okay for our president to call people names the way that he do? It's very immature and embarrassing. It's like a child pouting. ICE should not be at the airports. Watch how this goes horribly wrong. But let's listen to the way this Fox News journalist explained to us how the Democrats are ludicrous. Not ludicrous, but is it ludicrous? Lunatics.
Of their work, they will do a fantastic job. The great Tom Homan is in charge. All of that going to be happening starting tomorrow. Once again, joining us now to talk about some of these potential impacts. Do a fantastic job. The great Tom Homan, with signed and sealed contracts and all. But watch, no matter how great a job ICE does, the lunatics leading the incompetent Dems will be highly critical of their work. They will do a fantastic job. The great Tom Homan is in charge.
You're a lunatic, Donald Trump. You're the lunatic.
Starting tomorrow, once again, joining us now to talk about some of these potential impacts. We're going to head over to our team at Fox 5 in New York. Lisa Evers is standing by right now. Lisa, this is a major decision made by the Trump administration just to help with some of these TSA lines.
It is definitely a major decision. And Carol, let's just paint the picture for a minute and set the stage here. This is what's going on right now is what security experts look at. This is a perfect storm of security threats in the United States happening right now. We have the ongoing war with Iran. We've seen what's happened in other areas.
We got the ongoing war with Iran, as if we did not start the fight with Iran. Make it, don't talk to us as if we're stupid. Talk to us like we have sense. This war is Donald Trump's war. He has this Iran war going on, not us. This is his stupid idea.
With some of these people who may or may not have been activated as sleeper cells here with terror attacks. We saw what happened in Texas, in Austin. We've seen what they tried to do here in New York just about 2 weeks ago at the mayor's official residence. We saw that Israeli, the synagogue, the big synagogue, where the guy took the car and just rammed right into the school that was attached to the synagogue for little children, and there was some kind of smoking device on that. So it's no coincidence that all these things are happening at the time, that the war with Iran happened. And it's also, you also have to look at the number of people that are at the airports right now. You have this week, you have families on vacation because the little kids are not in school. You have all the college students, university students traveling everywhere for spring break. They're on their way back. They're trying to get there. Within the next upcoming 2 weeks, you have Passover. You also have Easter weekend. You have all.
So why won't the Republicans sign the bill into law to help these help them get more money? Because that's what they're protesting against, more money. But word on the curb is the Republicans won't agree to it.
All of these types of, it's just there's all of this activity and all of this focus. And if you look at some of the, we have some of the video of the lines, but if you go on the X page for the Department of Homeland Security, the DHS official account, and look at the video that they have there,
look at this.
It's just miles and miles and miles of people.
This is on Donald Trump's watch. This makes him look bad. It doesn't make Biden looks bad. Hello, Ziggy Lee chick with the crown. Yeah, hopefully. Well, if you're going to see ICE, baby, Yep, ICE is going to be there. So be careful with them Looney Tunes, because you know we are the other color. What people are getting killed in the streets? Fire. Quit making up stories. Hello, Wolf. Humble. They would have nothing to they always are blaming the Democrats. First of all, let me put it this way. To my understanding, you have the House and the Senate. So you have control over everything. So it is up to Donald Trump's administration to come up with a plan or a deal to get TSA out of the situation that they're in. The things that are going on in our world that are not going correctly is Donald Trump's fault. He's the president. Now, I don't know how you sugarcoat it, wrap it up, turn it around, and flip it, because he's the president of the United States. He started this war. And now he's going to deploy untrained ICE agents to the airports. To do what? Rack us up? Fire, this is Fox News. Isn't this someone that you listen to? I can't either, Snooze. I can't believe that anybody is supporting him as well. That's right, Humble. And you got to read between the lines, because we're being lied to. You don't want to be lied to. I heard people waiting 5 hours online just to get on an airplane. Wowie do, says Lisa B. Let's see. We're shut down because of Chuck Schumer. Why are we shut down, Debbie? Whose fault is it that TSA is shut down? There's a staffing shortage. It's a government shutdown. A standoff in Congress over the Department of Homeland Security's budget. That's what I thought. Democrats and Republicans are currently locked in a dispute regarding immigration enforcement funding, which has left agents working without pay, causing many to call out or quit. The primary responsibility lies with Congress, which has failed to pass funding legislation for the Department of Homeland Security, resulting in unpaid TSA agents. Now, that does not sound like the Democrats to me. Pressure on leadership, airline CEOs, and industry groups are called on Congress to pass a bipartisan solution and ensure essential aviation workers are paid during such disputes. The shutdown started around mid-February 2026. It has affected roughly 260,000 employees, including TSA agents, Coast Guards, and Secret Service, according to USA Today Business. Okay, so they're blaming Democrats for the shutdown.
Who has the House? Who has the Senate?
That's what the fuck I said. Who has the House? Who has the Senate? Who has everything? They own everything. They're in charge. You got the House, you got the Senate, you got the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and you're trying to tell me it's the Democrats' fault? No. That's that propaganda. Let me just look at something else. Here it is right here. The 2025 U.S. government shutdown started October 1st, was caused by a legislative deadlocked over funding, primarily driven by Democrats' resistance to a Republican-led budget that lacked Affordable Care Act, subsidized extensions. Republicans accused Democrats of causing the shutdown for political leverage, while Democrats demanding funding for health care and revised Medicaid cuts. So while Donald Trump and his group of people, Republicans, are trying to stop the TSA from having medical benefits, and not just medical benefits, but also, Affordable Care Act, subsidized health care. That's what the Democrats are trying to get for TSA, but the Republicans don't want them to do it. That's all. That's it right there. Now I know. Now I got the gist of it. These people are standing in line because the Republicans won't agree to giving these people affordable health care. The government, affordable health care. And these people are being affected.
Say expect to wait multiple hours in order just to get screened to get on your flight. Plus the other piece of this, the other leg of it, you have the timing, you have all of the outside circumstances and the increased threat level here in the United States. You also have the shortage of TSA agents. The DHS says that
all hell is breaking loose.
This latest shutdown happened. This is the third time in 6 months. Can you imagine going 3 times within the last 6 months for a couple of weeks at least without having your paycheck and still having to show up for work, still having to try to figure out how to pay your bills without going into default on your mortgage or get behind on your rent and get penalties on your credit cards, all of these types of things. DHS says they've lost.
What does that have to do with us? What does that got to do with us over there bombing them and shooting at them and trying to take their resources and then saying that, oh, but it's because of nukes? We have nothing to do with their regime and what's going on in that country. And it's not like Donald Trump is doing this out of the goodness of his heart because he cares about the Iranians. Like, he really gives a damn. If he cared, then he would go ahead and give these people the affordable health care that they need. But that ain't going down. Trying to blame the Democrats. No, the Democrats are going to fight for you. They're going to fight for you. They're going to try to fight for the little people as much as they can. Trust. That's all I've seen. The Republicans, they take. The Democrats give. You got two sides. You got one that takes, Republicans, and one that gives, the Democrats. Yes, we do. We have another one scheduled after this, Lisa. I hope I don't get too tired.
This time around, over 400 TSA agents have just walked off the job and are coming back because they say it's too much. They can't survive. They can't provide for themselves and for their families with this current situation. So you have the ongoing war. You have the heightened security threat. You have these massive crowds, and you have a tremendous shortage of security at the airports, which have historically, Correll, as you know, how many times have we talked about airport security here on Live Now? Many times. And then you look at the
I'm worse than who? Okay, what is Donald Trump doing for these people?
I can't hear it.
Okay. You want your stool? Be careful, don't fall, okay? Is that loud enough? No, what is Donald Trump doing that is so great for the Iranian people to help them? What is he doing to help these people that you're so concerned about these people? What are we doing to help them? Hi, Bobby. They don't want to fund Department of Homeland Security. No, that's not what I said. I said that the TSA employees are needing affordable health care and their benefits are being threatened. Okay, the government benefits that they get, they're trying to keep these benefits for these people. But the Republicans are trying to remove it. That's what I read. No, and quit calling me crazy. We have not been in war with Iran for no 47 years. No. We just came into war with them when Donald Trump came into office. That's when we had war with them. Okay? It wasn't 47 years ago. No, we're talking about today. Who started this war? That would be good, Wolf. Judy Bird. The games. Oh, you'll be just fine, Duty Bird. I'm sure they'll take good care of you. You just got to be careful with them agents because they are not nice. Exactly. He couldn't use the boys. Exactly. I would not want to be on his team. If I had to choose to be on someone's team, Donald Trump or my dogs, I would be on my dog's team. No, Fire, I'm sorry, but I read it in Google. No, I read it in Google. Why do you guys keep protecting this president the way you do? It's weird. Who doesn't do personal attacks? Donald Trump just called the Democrats, what did he call them? Lunatics. That was a personal attack. That was a personal attack, which is really disturbing for a president to call his Democrats, because they are his, because he is the president. It's weird. It's weird the way that he calls people names and talks about people. He called them lunatics. Because I'm incompetent. Okay, listen. We can have a discussion, Arch, but what we're not going to do is insult. Let's try not to insult each other. Okay. Oh, good. Yes, because we got another one. Sure, it's my fault. It's my fault that we're going to war. Thank you. Thank you for someone else saying it. Humble comment of the moment. Comment of the moment. The Republicans control both the House and Congress, the White House. Anything that shuts down is their fault. It's their fault. It is not the Democrats' fault. We do not control. We do not control the House or the Senate. We lost. Therefore, anything that goes down over there at the White House that's negative and disturbing and foolery, embarrassment, anything that happens over there at the White House is all on the Republicans and Donald Trump. You know, I'm not a fan of ICE. I think ICE is stupid. I think having it is dumb. I think ICE has unalived two people, two American people, and they should have been investigated. But since our president is weak and I wouldn't say weak, I would say inconsiderate, and he thinks he's always right. He made up a story about those two people that passed away and pretended that what we saw, we didn't see. I don't like ICE. I think ICE going to the airport is a huge mistake. They know nothing what they're doing. They're incompetent. Okay. Well, something's going on in the health there with their insurance, Debbie. Something's going on with their insurance. I am listening. I know. I know. We have never been where we are. Woody, woody, woo. I don't believe that. Okay? I don't believe Chuck Schumer is doing that. I do believe he if anything, because I can't believe he had the power to shut it down, Woody Woo, is that he's helping out the TSA people. All of those people that need this Affordable Care Act, that's what they're fighting for. Oh, God, now I'm running a scam. Yeah, whatever. I don't believe that. Arch, I don't know what you're talking about. Ooh. I'm not in favor of funding ICE either. But what I read had nothing to do with ICE fire, and I asked specific questions. And the answer that came up for me is that the Affordable Care Act is being removed and they're trying to keep it on there. Okay? It has nothing to do. I heard nothing. I didn't hear it. It didn't say ICE in here. It didn't say nothing about ICE. It said TSA. How it's impacting them. They're not getting their paychecks. Okay, leading to low morale, call outs, and many agents quitting, which directly causes long airport security lines. Hello. But, the Republicans likes to say, I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about. And it's not that difficult. 1 + 1 is 2. That's right, Snooze. Another good comment. You're on a roll. And we're witnessing shutdown at the airport. People waiting for 5 hours trying to get, from A to B. And then sometimes the flight itself has been totally canceled because there's nobody to work that counter. It's affecting us. His presidency is affecting us wherever we go. Wherever we go.
The massive crowds there, that makes it very easy for somebody who's trying to do harm to slip in, to slip through, to plant things, to do any kind of thing, not even having to get on the plane, but at an airport. If you could imagine, look at Hartsfield, Atlanta Hartsfield, the crowds that are there, even in the New York airports, LaGuardia, Newark has been the worst, the most troubled for us. And you look at the crowds that are there. If somebody planted any type of a device, as they tried to do outside of the mayor's official residence here in New York, but they were intercepted, thank God, by some hero NYPD officers, that would cause a tremendous disturbance. And even if
they have the House and the Senate and the presidency, they have been doing whatever they want to do. Donald Trump has been doing whatever he freaking feels like it, breaking the law since he stepped up into the White House. This is an illegal war. That's all he's been doing is lying to us. He went over there and swiped the Venezuela man out of his bed, him and his wife. What was that about? No, it's a Looney Tune in the White House. No. Y'all got everything y'all need. He did executive orders, letting them criminals out of jail as soon as he came into office. No, all he has to do is agree to the terms and then good to go. No extra money for these workers or these people. They don't give a damn about that. No, stupidity. That's stupid stuff. Checks and balances. That's the same thing they said about SNAP. Oh, it's a fraud. SNAP is this big fraud thing going on, and we're here to fix it. Come to find out, they ain't come to fix it. They just got rid of it. How is that helping those that need it? Oh, screw them. So people will go hungry. They'll go unhungry. They'll go hungry. Sorry, I am clicking on your comments and I'm reading them. And I may not respond to every one of them, but I am reading them. It's a bunch of bullshit, that the spending that Americans don't want. What are you talking about? A bunch of spending we don't want? No, basically what you're saying is that you don't want to be taxed and you don't want to spend your money on things that could help others. Is that what you're trying to say? Because that is what the taxes is for, is to help those. Spending that Americans don't want. I'm sure there's some stuff I don't want, but it is what it is. Right. Good question. Let's keep going.
The thing didn't go off, just the stampede of people getting injured and of chaos. It's a very, very dangerous situation.
And I think I
don't think this was just a matter of vacation.
Donald Trump has everything at his freaking fingertips. At his freaking fingertips. He can stop this just like that. But does he want to give extra or money or things that are going to help those that need it? No. That's a government benefit that they need and that they want. And Donald Trump, I believe, is trying to remove that from them. Why else? Why haven't they agreed to it? You guys have the freaking Supreme Court. Y'all have everything. Y'all stacked. So anything that y'all were going to do, make sure you do with these 3 years, because it'll be a long time. The problem I'm looking at is the future, my daughter's future. Because you know what, honestly, it feels like he's trying to keep the poor people poorer. Poorer. Let's remove the snaps. And ain't nothing for these babies to eat. And by the way, we're also going to remove the food banks and the Meals on Wheels, because we don't need that. Oh, yeah, and we're going to remove funding from the cancer research. That's a good one. We don't need that. Shit. If you ever lost someone to cancer, then you wouldn't say that. Sorry, I'm a little spicy tonight. Spicy. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my computer. Yeah, this is that BS. You got to be careful who you listen to and what you regurgitate, because people will feed you a bunch of bill of goods and you have to go get it checked out again and again and again for yourself, because Donald Trump has told us that he has won the war. First of all, he said it wasn't a war. Then he said he won the war. He got rid of the military, the air base, their everything. And then he got rid of those people that were in power and the people that was in power before that. And he got rid of them all. But we still over there. And word on the curb is he may be dropping some boots on the ground. I said boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. The president can make executive decisions. He's good at that. He's really good at that. So for him to have control over this and won't make a decision to help these people tells me something. But I do know this, that Donald Trump controls everything. He does. Nope, the Democrats, is something wrong with these Democrats in the White House. No, they're not going to save us from this. They're just hoping for the midterms to come. They need to be preparing something. They need to be bracing themselves, doing a little bit more. I ain't feeling them right now either. No, he doesn't care about the people's economy at all. Yeah, no, he didn't think about us when he decided to do this $1 billion war a day. And I heard it was $2 billion. But he's going to get rid of SNAP and affordable health care. They're talking about it. People are passing away. People do not have health care in the United States of America. One of the richest countries there is, does not have health care for all, and people are passing away because of that. That's happening in the United States. Oh, and guess the place where we're bombing, they get free health care. Oh, that is so funny to me. That is so funny to me. I'm yet to find an idiot talking about, yeah, I'm so glad that Donald Trump is here. It's the best thing that ever happened to us. I'm walking down the street and boom. Boom. Let me play my sound effects. This is this right here. This is what you're gonna hear when you walk down the street in Iran. But I'm glad they're here. I'm so happy. Move! Get out the way! Come on, Donald Trump. This is so wonderful. Bomb us again, Donald Trump. Bomb the school. No, we didn't do it. We didn't do it. It wasn't our fault. Donald Trump said that they stole something and bombed the school themselves. That's a lie. You got to be careful with the lie-a-thon. But that's what's going on over here in Iran. So I'm finding it very difficult to believe that there's some people over there celebrating with a flag, talking about, woo, go, Donald Trump, go. Go, Donald Trump, go. Yes, we're happy to have you. We love you. You're the man. You're the man, Donald Trump. Woo! Yeah, that's that stupid stuff. I agree, Eric Reed. Yes. Let's continue, shall we? This is Fox News. Fox News is going to give you that BS. Let's see.
People on vacation and spring break travelers being inconvenienced. I mean, I think that the people, that are running our government, the security experts, the analysts, the FBI, all of them are saying that you're creating a climate here where just anybody can go into those massive airport ticketing areas and cause mayhem without too much trouble because there's just not that many TSA agents around. So, some of the airports like the New York City airports, New York, like LaGuardia, New York, Kennedy in New York, Newark. They have additional protection in the perimeter by the police department that's called the Port Authority Police Department. They're officers that are specially trained. They're at the airport, the airports, among other big, massive transportation hubs like the bus terminal, the tunnels and bridges to provide security there. I know LAX, they have a special police department that deals with that there. But look at all the other airports and just look at the volume of people, the volume of luggage, just the volume of chaos. And it's a really dangerous situation. So I think there's going to be a lot of criticism for the president saying we're going to send ICE officers there into these airports.
There's going to be a lot of criticism on the president right there. Criticism. But his solution is getting the ICE agents to go down there and terrorize people. That's not making me want to fly. Yeah. You're right, Eric. Now the United States. And that's why Europe is like, what the hell is going on over there? You can't tell me Europe is trying its best to get into this fight. Yes, Pickles. Hello, by the way. It's so good to see you. It's so sad, Snooze. Okay, let's see what we got, guys. I have something went down Sunday with Donald Trump.
Announcing which ones most likely would be the most major ones, I would think, in order to provide security at the airports, perform the role of the TSA agents if there is not a deal that is struck by tomorrow. And that's what's looking, at this point, that's what it's looking like is going to happen.
If you're going to be in my
we know that Congress right now is on Capitol Hill throughout the weekend trying to finally get it.
Arch, get out. You are not welcome. If you cannot be nice to my guest or to me, then you need to leave. Okay, I'm going to remove your comment because we don't talk like that here. Okay, calm down. We should be, if you want to come up and have a chit chat, if you guys are more than welcome, but you got to bring your tone down a bit because, you know, I talk, my tone is a little loud at times. I do apologize for that. But what I'm saying is what you're not going to do is be rude. Is be rude. And all you new people, hit that subscribe button. I need your subscription and I need your likes. Ooh, says Eric. I'll put a star by that. Who are you telling to get out of the airports? We're the people. We're the one paying for the flights. No, ICE needs to get out of our airports. First of all, they shouldn't be coming in. Hi, Stormy. Hello, welcome. How are you been? Okay, I want to move on to Trump has a meltdown.
Donald Trump has been crashing out all Sunday morning. He's still in Mar-a-Lago vacationing on the taxpayer dime. Yesterday, he made an ultimatum telling Iran, if you don't go out of the Strait of Hormuz in the next 48 hours, we are going to start bombing Iran's biggest energy infrastructure facilities. Then Iran immediately responded and said, you do that, we will be bombing. Donald Trump has been crashing.
See, you see what I'm talking about? The threats that our president make. And then you don't know if he's telling the truth or not until he actually does it. But the people that he's threatening aren't okay with it. Like, Iran's like, bring it on. Watch, I rewinded it. I want you to hear it again. I want you to hear him arguing and talking about what he gonna do. I'm gonna bomb you. If you don't do this, I'm gonna do this to you. Threatening people. Is everybody not paying attention? If his mouth is moving, he is lying. Lying. Kara, what you got?
crashing out all Sunday morning. He's still in Mar-a-Lago vacationing on the taxpayer dime. Yesterday, he made an ultimatum telling Iran, if you don't go out of the Strait of Hormuz in the next 48 hours, we are going to start bombing Iran's biggest energy infrastructure facilities. Then Iran immediately responded.
We're going to start bombing you and doing this to you and that to you and doing this to you. And Iran's like, bring it on, bitch. That's what's going on. The back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Donald Trump is threatening. If you don't do this, then I'm going to do this. And then this is, bring it. Bring it. Yep, hold the line. Exactly. All hell is breaking loose. Listen to him.
Responded and said, you do that, we will be bombing all the energy infrastructure of all of our Arab nation neighbors and their desalination facility. We will escalate this very, very quickly.
If you do that, then we're going to bomb our neighbors, and that's going to affect you too. We're going to be some bombing bitches. That's what he said. Yep. And Donald Trump is the biggest bully there is. He is. He's the biggest bully there is. He don't fuck around and mess with the wrong one.
So how has Donald Trump responded this morning? Here is what he is posting. He posted the following. Now with the death of Iran, the greatest enemy America has is the radical left, highly incompetent Democrat Party. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump. He is pretending that he has destroyed Iran while Iran's actually stronger than before this disastrous, unlawful war started. And then Donald Trump compares the Democratic Party to Iran. He is absolutely despicable as he is crashing out this morning. This individual needs to be impeached. He deserves to be behind bars. He is a despicable, vile piece of trash. And I don't know how else to describe it. What a demented, sick individual he is. Speaking of which, here's what he's been posting all morning. Third term for...
He done pissed him off. Now with the death of Iran, the greatest enemy America has is the radical left. Why is he calling us the fucking enemy? Why is our president talking about his people? The radical left? Who are you talking about? That's no way to talk about Democrats or Republicans. It is not good that our president of the United States is saying that the Democrats are the enemy. That we are the enemy. We are the people of America, you dumb dork. Hello? Hello? Red alert, red alert. Hello, hello, Donald Trump. You're the president of America, not half, not a group, not some people, all people, even the left. You're the president for the left. Who didn't tell you that? This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about we got one president for one certain group of people. Period. He could give a damn about all of us. He's talking about Democrats and calling them the enemy. Wake up, people, wake up. Bye-bye, Ziggy Leachik with the crown. This is serious business. Our president of the United States of America is calling the Democrats the enemy. We are not the enemy. We're the American people. Period. He said the Democrats. And then, just in case you don't fit in that category, the left. Put it this way, whatever you disagree with him on, then he don't like you. What kind of president is that? I remember when Obama was in president, that he was the president for all people. Not some people, not this group over here and that group over there, for all. This president is for some. And he's a cheap ass president. He's cheap when it comes to his people. He is not about helping. He is not about giving. He is not about helping those that are in need and need it. He's a cheapskate. And he's greedy. Him and his new billionaire friends. He's a billionaire. He's a what? He wasn't a billionaire when he first came into office, but all of a sudden, he's a billionaire now. And guess what? I found out. He wants the poor people to stay poor. He wants to put us back in factories making gym shoes. He wants to bring all the factory jobs back over here. Did y'all hear that stupid stuff? That's that dumb stuff. Thank you, Michelle Lee. You're so beautiful. You have a beautiful soul. Hello, David. Yes, the insulting and calling people names. No name calling. We're not the enemy. The enemy wants to kill you. Okay? The enemy wants to kill you. David, Jay, the enemy wants to kill you. The Democrats don't want to kill you. Okay? The Democrats like you in spite of you not liking them. That's the difference. They like you in spite of. It's the person that's trying to kill you. You got Donald Trump, the president of the United States, calling the Democrats enemies. Danger. We're a threat, he said. We're a threat. This is what he's tweeting. Now, with the death of Iran, which Iran is not dead, but he's supposed to care about these people. He really likes Iran. He cares about the fact that that they're going through a bad regime, so he's going to go over there and save them. That's stupid stuff. He said the death of them, meaning he didn't kill all the Iranians off. The greatest evil enemy, the greatest evil, the greatest enemy in America is the radical left. The radical left. The Democrats. They're the enemy. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. He's an idiot. Listen. Now, with the death of Iran, the greatest enemy America has is the radical left, highly incompetent Democrats. Highly incompetent Democrat Party. That he didn't leave anybody out. If you're left, if you're a radical left, if you're a Democrat, and if you're from the Democrat Party, we're the enemy.
J. Trump. He is pretending that he has destroyed Iran while Iran's actually stronger than before this disastrous, unlawful war started. And then Donald Trump compares the Democratic Party to Iran. He is absolutely despicable as he is crashing out this morning. This individual needs to be impeached. He deserves to be behind bars. He is a despicable, vile piece of trash. And I don't know how else to describe it. What a demented, sick individual he is.
Wow, he pissed him off. He got pissed. I know I was a little taken back by the whole stupid situation, by the whole comment that he made about me, that I'm the enemy and I must be destroyed. That's how our president of the United States of America is talking to his people. How am I supposed to get behind that BS? How am I supposed to support him? How am I supposed to cheer him on? How am I supposed to get excited about him if he's trying to kill me? Because I'm with a certain party. Because he compared me to Iran. Guys, he's comparing us to Iran. I got rid of Iran. Now it's time to get rid of the lefties, the radical left, the incompetent Democratic Party. The way he talks about us should be disturbing to all. Disturby. He is a criminal. He does need to be impeached. He does need to be behind bars. The things that are coming out of this man's mouth, but the deflection, the deflect. How has anyone's life improved since Trump took office? How? How is your life improved? Has your medication gone down? Can you get insulin? Yeah, that is a good one. How has it changed? He and his billionaire friends are the only ones. That's it. Him and his billionaire friends. And you think they're going to give us some of that little money that they're taxing it? Oh no. They ain't giving up no money. They're going to continue to get rich, and we're going to continue to be poor. And it's going to be their fault. $4 a gallon. Inflation is up. Prices are up. Everything is up. We used to go eat at brunch, and our brunch used to be like $30. Now it's like $50. Yes, people do need to do research on that. That is true. Yeah, Bruce thinks, yeah, he would. He is dangerous. He is dangerous. He's dangerous. He is dangerous. Dangerous. He's dangerous to me. I'm scared of him. It's Trump. He's the enemy. You would never hear Joe Biden say some stupid stuff like that. Never. He said one thing one time, and I think he apologized and he shouldn't have. Kara. Because she's been in there digging in there a lot. I know he didn't get rid of Iran. Iran said, bring it. Trump had psycho breakdown. He is a psycho breakdown. Agree he needs to be impeached. Started a war without Congress approval. That's what I'm talking about. You can go and you can bomb something, but you can't fix this TSA situation. No, because they want money and you don't want to give them any money because your ass is cheap. He was never intending our gas to go down. He was never intending for our eggs to go down. He was never intending for us to become something greater than what we used to be. No, he's taking us back. The billionaires are continuing to be billionaires, and we are continuing to struggle. The jobs ain't out there jobbing it like it should. But he don't even want you to report on that. You can't even report on the job situation no more. He didn't shut that all the way down. We can't afford to go out to lunch and dinner anymore. No, it's getting lighter and lighter out there. It's getting lighter and lighter out there because people are understanding. Yep. Okay, Dusto, don't come in here calling me no loser. Okay? Exactly. At least Joe was decent. My God, at least he was presidential. He wasn't going around calling the Republicans names. He wasn't calling them the enemy. He wasn't preaching this rhetoric, this unhealthy stuff that he is implanting into his base that I think is cult-like, very cult-like. Some of you will die for him. And that's that stupid shit. That's that stupid stuff. Some of you will specifically, like that lady did in Congress when she went to the Capitol and jumped in front of that bullet and said, I will die for him. I don't think she meant that. That is what's going on. Some cult-like situations. Oh, I don't care if I lose my stamps. Oh, you don't care? You don't care if little Junior them eat? Because you're down for the cause? You're down for the war? You're down for whatever Trump got going on? Oh, well, he wasn't in the files either, was he? No, he's been exonerated. Donald Trump's been exonerated from the Epstein files. Can you guys believe that BS? He exonerated himself. Who? We sure did blink. It was quiet. It was peaceful. You didn't even know Joe was in there. It was just peaceful. Every now and then there would be a little bit of ruckus, but for the most part, it was quiet and peaceful, and people were happy. People were happy. More and more people like myself are going to start speaking out about this BS because I'm not letting up. This man then turned red. Yeah, okay, Debbie. Yeah, sure it did. And so I guess it was time, right? It was time for Donald Trump to strike. Since it's been going on for 47 years, now it's time for him to strike. Is that what you're saying? Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That make a lot of sense. It's a cult. Like a big David Koresh. But they would swear up and down they ain't. No, not me. If you could kill, steal, and destroy for this man, if you would go out there in that heat and pass out, there is nothing you wouldn't do for Donald Trump. The world could be coming to an end. He's still the greatest man on earth. He'll be like, take cover. No, I'm living for you. What's wrong, babe?
Chocolate disappeared.
The basket?
Yeah.
No more surprises until
Till Easter.
right, sweetheart.
Why is my Amy?
Okay, come get her, Daddy. Go in there with Dada. Mommy's on.
And then Donald Trump compares the Democratic Party to Iran. He is absolutely despicable as he is crashing out this morning. This individual needs to be impeached. He deserves to be behind bars. He is a despicable, vile piece of trash. And I don't know how else to describe it. What a demented, sick individual he is. Speaking of which, here's what he's been posting all morning. Third term for Trump memes as a reward for stolen
Third term for Trump. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what Democrats need to be looking at. That's what they need to be eyeing at and looking through and making sure. Attack at the airport. Was it already, Uncle? There was attack at the airport. I haven't either. Where is he? Hold on, guys. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yes, people. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, Donald Trump. Yes. Yes. That's a good idea. Yes. That's a good idea. No, good idea. Should we all go to the bathroom? Yep. Good idea, Donald Trump. How about we all go get in one car? Okay, good idea. Oh, you were getting chocolate out there on a mammal's back. Okay, we're wrapping it up because I got another live and I want to leave some energy for it. Look at this. Look at this crap-a-doodle talking about a third term. Somebody's calling me a bitch. Oh, I didn't see it, Michelle Lee. Snooze, are you calling me a B? Yeah, I don't think it was Snooze, Michelle Lee. Because Snooze... Oh, yeah. It's Obama's fault that the war started. That'll be going on next week. Oh. Oh, says Kathy.
Election. He's reposting memes like this. He's reposting this AI photo of modern day American history.
See, this kind of stuff scares me. This ain't funny. This ain't no joke-a-do. It's just, this ain't no joke. Okay? First and second and third and fourth and fifth of all, he cannot be on no third term. 2 and you're done. Skadoodle. If that's the case, then let Obama run again. But what we're not going to do is let you just skedoodle right on in the White House and stay your ass there. No, we have a democracy. And who is for him being in their third term like a dictator? Who? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's okay for him to have a third term. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's okay for him to have a third term. Just go right into it. No, nobody have to vote or nothing. He just gonna roll right into the third term. Where my ones at? He just gonna go right on in there and just be a third term. Look at this man. Look what he posting. He posted.
Sick individual he is. Speaking of which, here's what he's been posting all morning. Third term for Trump memes as a reward for
Third term for Trump. As an award for stolen elections. How old is he? How old is Donald Trump?
stolen election. He's reposting memes like this. He's reposting this AI photo of modern day American history, forever remembered as the GOAT. This is another kind of photo that Donald Trump's been posting all morning. He also posts the following: please do not retweet Nancy Pelosi admitting full responsibility for not calling the National Guard on January 6th, 5 years ago.
He's a sick. Please do not retweet Nancy Pelosi admitted fully responsibility for not calling the National Guard on January 6th. 5 years ago today. No, what happened was, Donald Trump, let me refresh your memory. You sent them thugs over there to try to steal the election. Your security wouldn't let you go over there. So you took your little tweety twirl tail back to the White House and you sat there and you watched your people, American people, try to bust up in there and stop the election. And not just stop the election, but people lost their lives that day. And now he's tweeting about it, blaming Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi was over there in it. She was one of the women that was running. Shame on you, Donald Trump. Just shame on him. It's a shame. Shame-a-do, shame-a-do, shame-a-do. Nancy Pelosi was over there in the carnage. She was running for her life. She had to get down in the basement in the bunker with the vice president and everybody else. Did he not remember that? That she was running for her life? While you were over there at the White House watching? How is he still president? Why does he get away with all of this? With no accountability? None whatsoever. Watch, I am not going to be the only one that starts talking about this situation. So get ready. You can either listen to me or somebody else. And I'm being nice.
Today would be a shame if this went viral on X. First up, you're posting this on March 22nd. And also, of all of the things going on in this country, this is what your demented sicko mind is posting.
Yeah.
I mean it, folks. If the 25th Amendment means anything, it means it needs to be invoked immediately. But we know his cabinet is too cowardly. I'll show you what his cabinet has been saying this moment in just a moment. By the way, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, one of the most...
His cabinet is straight up coward Doolittle. They're cowards. They're wimps. They're weak. They're yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, he was just playing. Oh, he didn't mean it. Oh, he was just mentioning it. Making excuses for his messed up behavior from an adult. Some of us would not even talk to our kids the way Donald Trump talks to people. He called the Democrats lunatics.
Most despicable appearances I've ever seen this morning. We know that the MAGA Republicans in the House and Senate are too cowardly, folks, but it's why the No Kings protest that's coming up at the end of March needs to be the biggest protest in the history of the United States, because this despicable regime will forever be the biggest stain. In real time, America is being destroyed. Speaking of which, Donald Trump.
Okay. This is what I don't understand. I mean, you, Patterson, listen, you can say what you want to say about your savior. But what you're not going to do is call me idiots and names. Now, I've already put the rules out there, okay? Now, talk about him, talk about how much you like him, try to deflect, do what y'all do, but do not start calling me an idiot when I'm telling the truth. He said it. Your president said it about Democrats. Who's the idiot? What president would do that? That's not presidential. That's not presidential at all. There's nothing presidential about that. None whatsoever. Immature. It's immature language. And it's not becoming of a president. I would be appalled at Joe Biden if he was to talk like that, or Camilla, or anyone. Like, I would be like shocked, because I would be like, because I know that that's not their character. But he will say anything and do anything, just like he put Michelle Obama on in a monkey suit and thought it was funny. Immature, like a child, like a kid. He's 80 years old, pretending like 80 years old in a 17-year-old mind.
Trump, during his morning crash out, also posted the following. On Monday, ICE will be going to airports to help our wonderful TSA agents who have stayed on the job despite the fact that the radical left Democrats, who are only focused on protecting hardline criminals who have entered our country illegally, are endangering the USA by holding back money that was long ago agreed to with signed and sealed contracts and all. But watch, no matter how great a job ICE does, the lunatics leading the incompetent Dems will be highly critical of their work. They will do a fantastic job. The great Tom Homan is in charge. DJT, you're sending ICE to invade the airports. What a message, Donald, you're sending to all of the countries abroad as we approach the World Cup, knowing that when they arrive at our airports, what ICE is going to be there. What is ICE going to do? And by the way, don't you think that there would need to be some training? Oh, wait, ICE has never been trained in the first place, and they just kill and maim and harm and terrorize.
What the hell is ICE gonna do? They've never been trained. Oh, yeah. Don't forget, they've never been trained. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They've been given a gun, a taser, and some other equipment. and been told to go out there and pick up anybody that ain't white. That's what they told them to do. And that's what they've been doing, because they did it in Minnesota. And now he's sending them to the airport to terrorize the airport people. I'm like him. What the hell are they going to do out there? Look around for suspicious packages?
People on the streets, and now they're doing it in the airports. Fantastic job, Donald. You struck again. I mean, these people are the most demented idiots ever. Oh, and then Donald Trump posted this morning as well. The Democrat running in Texas, James Tallarico, turns out to be a fraud! Exclamation point. It showed after the election when he beat low IQ candidate Jasmine Crockett. That's his racist, not so dog whistle that he refers to all black people as being low IQ. Donald Trump goes on to say, no relation to Davy Crockett. He's got 6 genders, insults to Jesus, only vegan food, wears a mask in 2013, and is weak, ineffective guy who we allowed to win prior to releasing the avalanche of information we had on him, because as bad as Crockett was as a candidate, this guy is worse. I mean, Donald Trump is terrified of this guy. I believe that any human being running against him, sick, incompetent, close to death, or even a child would win. He may be the worst candidate I've ever seen, other than, of course, Gavin Newsom, who admitted that he suffers from mental incapacity, is unable to read a speech, and is dumb. But in saying the dumb comment, referred to his audience and therefore became, in the eyes of American, a total racist. I mean, Donald Trump's the most demented individual imaginable. And we know that Donald Trump is physically and cognitive declining and deteriorating before our eyes. This is what he's posted. And also yesterday, Donald Trump said that he was glad that Robert Mueller, a decorated veteran and former FBI director, died.
Yeah, he said he was glad he was dead. Talking about Mueller. He said, I'm glad he's gone. That is so sad. I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad he's gone. I'm going to let you hear him say that. But before, something else I wanted to say. I don't think so. As far as Trump's resigning, this lunatic is planning on staying in the White House. He is going to dare the American people to try and forcibly remove him. We're going to have to go up in there, get a U-Haul, and skedoodle him out. No, we're having a great live. Go Hawk. We live our day-to-day lives, but we should not be treating Donald Trump, and that's what is happening, as normal. It's not normal, and shit about this normal. If Obama did any one of these 100 of things Donald Trump has done, the right would have lost their mind. They would have hung him by a tree. Yeah, no. They just let him do what he wants to do. And I find the Republican Party weak. Trump is putting ICE on an airport security, so they will be the ones patting you down and going through your luggage. See, that's what I'm talking about. Touching you, feeling on you. And look, check this out. He does. He's a bully. He does. He's a bully. That's right, Snooze. Our president is not all there. It's sad for us Americans. It is. He's losing his mind. It ain't going, everything ain't going up. He ain't coming up with these memes. He's got somebody doing that for him. It comes through his feed and then he posts it. Whatever, Gene. You're a psycho. Hello, Polly. See, that's going to be that stupid stuff, Snooze. We got to get him out of here. It's over. That's why I don't know. Make sure that's what they need to be making sure of. The Democrats, while they in office, they ain't trying to stay a third term. Because we barely get, hopefully we make it past. Hopefully we get through this. Because we're in it now.
Trump said, good, I'm glad he died. And then all this morning, Donald Trump's been attacking Robert Mueller in post after post. This is from this morning, the lies of Robert Mueller and his criminal gang. I'll just show you a Democratic Congress member and
you disrespectful piece of crap, a Doolittle. Donald Trump, you are disrespectful at every level. He is tweeting about Mueller, and Mueller has passed away. It's like he's taunting him. Like, you are so immature. So when you pass away, do you want us barking at you and saying, I'm glad he gone? I'm glad his ass gone. That wouldn't be nice to say about Donald Trump, would it? If I said it. Put a 1 in the chat if it's okay if I say, I'm glad he gone. No, that's right, Paulie. Okay. You know, some people just can't handle it. You got some people like Wolf. You can't handle it. If you can't handle it, you got to go. You got to be careful. I didn't already move one of your comments. Keep talking nasty, and I'm going to have to remove you. You're more than welcome to be in here and voice your opinion about your loved one, but be careful on how you approach me. Okay? Like this, shut up. I'm gonna let that go.
Come on.
Hold on.
And veteran Jason Crow has to post, Army Ranger. He posts the following. This president is petty, sick, and vile man. Robert Mueller volunteered for Vietnam at the same time Trump avoided serving. His decades in military and public service to our nation represents everything that Donald Trump is not. Now, I will share with you what went down this morning when Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has now become the main spokesperson for the war in Iran. Why Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary being the main spokesperson for the war? Because no one in the Trump regime knows what the hell they're doing. So why not put this idiot out there as he spews the most vile garbage imaginable? So here is what he said this morning. He was on Meet the Press. Kristen Welker said, could U.S. troops go into Karg Island to secure it? Are we sending troops into Iran in essence? We could. Watch the arrogance. I said all options are on the table, Welker. Here, play this clip.
You bring up Karg Island. I want to ask you about your statement. You said it could become a U.S. asset. What exactly does that mean? Could U.S. troops go into Karg Island to secure it?
Again, as I said, all options are on the table.
Okay, so that's a possibility.
All options are on the table.
All right, let me talk about.
And then he goes, sometimes, and then in this next clip I'm going to show you, he goes, sometimes you have to escalate to de-escalate. Yeah, war is peace, right? You have to escalate to de-escalate. Who is this idiot? And why is this idiot talking about the war? Why is this idiot on my TV? Why does this idiot have any power over anything? This whole moronic regime needs to go. Here, play this clip.
Every day, we are taking out their missiles, their missile systems, and the factories that build those missiles, and now are General Kane, Secretary Hegseth are leading a campaign to destroy all the fortifications along the Straits of Hormuz.
Just to put a fine point on this, though, is the president in the process of winding down this war or escalating the conflict?
Again, they're not mutually exclusive. Sometimes you have to escalate to de-escalate, Chris.
Okay. NBC News is reporting that President Trump is considering sending troops into Iran. Will the administration...
More from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. He's asked, isn't the point of sanctions to prevent Iran from getting money? So why are we now lifting the sanctions against Iran and Russia for their oil? Aren't they making money? Isn't that bad? Isn't the whole point of sanctions to stop that? Oh, Kristen, you're missing the point. Bad framing, Kristen. Bad framing. Here, play this clip.
So when we unsanction this, rather than the oil going to China, it can go to Japan, it can go to Korea, it can go to Indonesia, it can go to Malaysia.
And it can go to Iran, too. I mean, isn't the point that the sanctions were in place to prevent Iran from getting any of the money? They will have access to some of the money now.
Again, Kristen, you're missing the point. So please listen to me. They were getting it from China anyway.
All right, let me talk.
More from Kristen Welker and Bessent. She says, so you're talking about 140 million barrels that you are removing sanctions from of Iran. Is that enough to really even make a difference? But you're giving Iran $14 billion. Again, Christian, terrible framing. Just terrible framing. You're doing terrible. What the hell are you talking about? Who are these psychos on our TV? Seriously, the country is run by the most demented, sick individuals. Look at what he says here. Let's play this clip.
All right, let me talk about the real world impact of this, because you're talking about 140 million barrels of Iranian oil, and that's just a little bit more than what the world uses in one day. How much can that really change prices here?
Again, Chris, terrible framing. Terrible framing.
Well, how much can it change prices here at home? Can you talk to consumers? How much will it change prices here at home?
Let me explain. 140 million barrels, about 20 million barrels a day comes out of the Gulf. About 5 million has been the repurposed.
I've been through this already, but I guess it was time for us to strike, huh? Since we've been in war with them for 40, Iran been wanting to fight us for 47 years and haven't. All of a sudden, it was time. That stupid stuff. Another talking point. It's just another talking point, Dan. I mean, that's my opinion. Train, it's fine. You voted for him. But I would like for you guys to subscribe to my channel. Just because you voted for Trump don't mean that, you know, we got to be mean and nasty to each other. Come on now. I'm trying to get to 7,000 people. Can you please hit that subscribe button and the like button? Oh, yeah, and I am doing a super sticker situation. Okay? Come on. Work with me, guys. Don't hate on me. There's no reason to. It's just my opinion. You have yours. I have mine. You know? You have yours. I have mine. Okay, I'm going to do my goal. I just want to know why a president would say such a thing about a man that just passed away. Mueller, like, why would he say that about Mueller? Like, I'm glad you're gone. And then why would he say that he's going to be going a third term, you know, wanting to, like a meme for a third term, which he knows that that scares the hell out of people like myself, because we're barely getting through these 2 or 3 years he's got left. You know, I'm just saying. Smart people don't like him. So where's that? Put you Trump supporters on his list. Hit that like button, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and share. Share the love. Bam.
By the Saudis, by the UAE. So we're at a 15 deficit. About 1.5 is Iranian oil that comes out. So we are at between a 10 and 14 million.
We don't have to cherry pick. It's so easy to call out this president. Like, I've been calling him out all night, and I think I've been on it. So the leftists, what do you think about him calling us the enemy? What do you think about him wanting to kill the enemy? And he said the Democrats are the enemy. I mean, like, how are we supposed to take that? How are we supposed to deal with the president of the United States saying to the Democrat Party and the left and the hard left that they squish Iran already? Now it's time to squish the Democrats. I don't want to squish the Republicans. I don't want to kill the Republicans. I don't want to unalive the Republicans. But that is what he's saying about us. That we're the enemy. We are not the enemy. We're your people. We are his people. We are the people. He can't just say, I'm going to just support these people right here, only Donald Trump. I'm going to support this group right here, and I'm not going to support this group, whoever disagrees with me.
Deficit on a daily basis. So if you think about 140 million barrels, that's between 10 days and 2 weeks of supply.
Thank you.
And folks, that's why having media literacy is more important than ever. Let me just give you.
Even though Donald Trump is trying to run, I don't even think run. I think he just wants to ease into being the president again. I don't think he wants to run. I don't think he wants an election. I think he wants to be president and ease on into that situation. Yeah, Joe said he's going to elect his son next. Of course, they're trying to make it a family thing. Lovely. Yep, they do. It doesn't matter, 2 terms, period. You know he's going to try to do a 3rd term. He's got means on them. While you guys be typing, a lot of Republicans are going to prison when this is all over with. See? They're going to go get them. They're making notes. They're taking notes. Trump has lifted the sanctions on Iran just for oil when we are literally at war with them. That's not a very smart move. He did, Phil? That's what I said, Brett. I said the same thing. That's how politics work. You support your supporters. Exactly. But how do you not support the ones that don't support you too? Joe Biden supported everyone. He said, even if you didn't vote for me, I'm still going to fight for you. I'm still your president. That's not Donald Trump. He's not everybody's president, and he should be. He's a divide in chief. He's divided the Democrats against the Republicans, and we shouldn't be against our neighbor. We can have difference of opinion, but we shouldn't be calling people, what did he call the Democrats? Lunatics. God, it feels like 3 more decades. It really does. It really feels like it's like decade after decade. Hi, Ryan. Yeah, he's trying. Trump can't even walk a straight line. He won't make it to 2028. You don't think? Marco Rubio is going to be next. Doodoo Bird said his health ain't doing too good. Michelle ain't having it, says Snooze. Long as we don't see Norm Newsom and Harris never get close to the White House, we'll be fine. Shit. I wish I had one of them now. I'll take anybody over this. I don't know who they're going to pick, but they need to be thinking about it now, because look like they wait till the last minute. I think they're trying to get that guy in California. Right. The midterms. No, we need to take back some stuff in the midterms. We need the Senate and the House. Right. That's exactly, Phil. Thank you, Ronald. Mister, we're going to control any money that get for oil, unlike Obama, who just gave them $15 billion for free. Well, this president is pocketing himself. William, I don't think so. That's not my sentiments. Mr. Joe Biden is not the president. He is not the president anymore. I think so too, Doodoo Bird. Age limits for sure. Watch how they see how all hell gonna break loose, Bert. Arguing and fighting and arguing with the ICE agent. People already have an attitude when they get to the airport. I don't remember her saying that. Yes, let's be friends, mister. World War III is declared. He will say you can't displace a wartime president. He's got Mr. Allison with the money. Miss. Oh, you don't want us to become California. Democrats don't have a single valid candidate. They need to get with the program. Oh my God. No way, Diane. Bob, our Joe Biden is retired and resting. Thank you very much. And the nerve of you to talk about any being a pedo when you got Epstein with Trump. And he's not exonerated. He just thinks he is. I know, Doodoo Bird. Newsom. God, is that what he gave us?
Two examples right here. A story that we reported on yesterday. Russia is proposing or has proposed staging a fake Viktor Orban assassination attempt. He's the Putin puppet in Hungary who Donald Trump supports in order to boost Orban's reelection. Just look at the spread of how media covers this. On the left, you see overwhelming coverage. In the center, a little bit of coverage. And on the right, very little coverage, or about the same as center. But on the left, this is being reported, but very little coverage anywhere else. Don't you think it's an important story? I don't know, that Russia is trying to help their puppets win re-election or win election by doing fake assassinations? There might be some things to investigate there. Or how about this story right here? AOC paid a doctor known for ketamine treatment $19,000 in campaign cash. New York Post. This is like the main story of the right wing today. It's like some made up New York Post, BS story about AOC, some hit piece on her. And no one on the center's covering it. No one on the left's covering it, but all the right wing's covering it. Why? Because all the other stories I've been sharing with you this morning about how disastrous this war in Iran is. And we know that Murdoch and Mark Levin and that crew has been pushing this war against Iran, right? So they need to change the subject. So what do they change the subject? Let's go after AOC today. With all of the problems going on in the United States, with Americans suffering, can't afford anything. People are like literally dying right now. They don't have health care, and we're in this disastrous war. Let's do an AOC hit piece, right? It's why media literacy is important. And you need to understand the right perspectives. And I need to get an understanding of what's being reported on the right, what's being reported on the left. That's exactly why I partnered with Ground News for this episode. And in my morning videos, I use Ground News as my main research tool. I often get asked, what do you do to research? I use Ground News because they're the best tool for me to stay objective with my reporting. Ground News is an app and a website that pulls in thousands of articles from around the world and organizes them by story to show you how is the left, center, and right framing these stories differently. For every story, the color-coded layout makes it easy to see the political bias of each source. I can filter for high factuality sources and see which sources are independently owned or owned by a large media conglomerate with corporate interests. This lets you compare the reporting on the same issue in one place so you can come to your own conclusions based on all of the facts. On this article, for example, I showed you the spread. What was the AOC article? Who was reporting on it? Who was reporting on the Viktor Orban article? And you can see right-wing bias, what they're reporting on and what they're trying to hide. It's why Ground News even has a dedicated blind spot feed. That's a personal favorite of mine. It's what I showed you. It highlights stories being disproportionately covered on either side of the political aisle to help you burst through the political echo chambers. Because I believe in Ground News so much, here's what we're going to do on the Midas Touch Network. We're going to offer you 40% off the same Vantage plan that I use for my research. It's 40% off. So just go click the link in the description, or go to ground.news/MTN or scan the QR code up here. It's one of the biggest discounts they've ever offered. So if you want to support this channel and get a clearer understanding of the world, try out Ground News. Once again, you can go to ground.news. Is what we're doing in the United States as we.
That is not true. That is not true, Christy. We are grateful. And we normally, what happens is with me is whether we lose or win, I get behind the president that is the president that for years. If it's Bush, I'm getting behind it. If it's Reagan, I'm getting behind them. If it's Obama, I'm getting whoever is the president, I get behind. But I can't get behind this president. I don't believe in nothing he got going on. Not a dang on thing. And it's just no, yeah.
We are jujitsuing them. Iran didn't even see it coming. We lift the sanctions off of their oil, and that's a form of jujitsu that we're doing against them. Folks, idiocracy couldn't write this.
Oh, William, really? And where's Donald Trump right now? Mar-a-Lago golfing.
In their script without getting laughed off. We're jujitsuing Iran by taking away their sanctions on oil while we're at a war with them to help them make more money. What are these idiots talking about? Let's play this clip.
Talk about your announcement this past week. On Friday, the Treasury Department lifted sanctions on Iranian oil stored on tankers, a move that would effectively allow Iran to get more than $14 billion of oil revenue. Why is the U.S. helping to fund a country that it's currently at war with, Mr. Secretary?
Again, Kristen, why don't we have good facts here? That Iranian oil was always going to be sold to the Chinese. It was going to be sold at a discount. So which is better, Kristen? Which is better? If oil prices spiked to $150 and they were getting 70% of that, or oil prices below 100, it's better to have them where they are now. And to be clear, we had always planned for this contingency. About 140 million barrels are out on the water. In essence, we are jujitsuing the Iranians. We are using their own oil against them. We have a much better line of sight, to be clear, at Treasury when this oil goes to, if it goes to Indonesia, if it goes to Japan, if it goes to Korea, we have a much better line of sight and are able to block accounts that the oil goes into. When it goes into China, it completely gets recycled. So to be clear, that 14 billion number is grossly overstated.
More in this Kristen Welker interview right here. It's like an unfathomable interview, but I guess anything is fathomable when it comes to the depths of depravity and idiocracy of this Trump regime. Kristen Welker says, so are we going to raise taxes to fund this war?
Of course they're going to have to raise taxes to fund the money. Just get it from the billionaires. Get it from Donald Trump and them. It's his war. But before we go there, support your president. I can't support him. It's impossible to support this president when you don't believe in his agenda. Yeah, Trump is, people are starting to wake up. Yeah, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake it up, wake it up. I can't keep up with the chat. Can somebody slow it down? Doodoo Bird, slow it down. Exactly. Trump is not American. He doesn't believe in the American way, the American spirit. I'm not behind him. I don't believe in him. He's the only president that I have not been able to get behind. I've not been able to trust. I've not been able to respect. No, he's not. Anytime you talk the way you talk, do the things you do, and say the things you say, and do the things you do, you don't give a damn about Americans. Oh yeah, the Republican Party is shameful. They're weak.
What?
You get some that are okay, that are not good. And then you get some that are really not good. And then you get some that is just completely shouldn't even be in office. And that's Donald Trump. I like when we have a quiet 4 years. And that's how we were with Joe Biden. It was a quiet 4 years for the most part. We wasn't bombing Iran. We wasn't seeing ICE agents unalive people in the streets. They wasn't taking away SNAP, Medicaid, Meals on Wheels, you name it. And then enriching their own pockets. Yes. No, he's not the king. I don't watch CNN that much as I used to. And CNN is trying to be impartial too. No, I don't watch the fake news. I watch the real news. I watch the real news because I want to make sure I'm getting the truth. I don't want to watch something. I don't want my president telling me, we decimated Iran and the war is over, and we know good and dang well that the war isn't over. You know, stuff like that. Look, our grocery prices are going off the roof.
Well, we have plenty. We have plenty. Then why are you all seeking a $200 billion supplemental as well? And if we have plenty, we have plenty. Shouldn't we have plenty for healthcare? Shouldn't we have plenty for education? Shouldn't we have plenty for housing? No, we have plenty when it comes to.
We do not have plenty. No, if we had it, we wouldn't be getting rid of things and calling it fraud. No, Trump is not my daddy. He's your daddy. Because I don't see him. If he was going to be the daddy of this country, he would act like such. And he doesn't. He's far from it. There you go. Oh, they like to sweep that part under the rug. He's exonerated himself. Okay, I am telling the truth. Weaknesses, being told you're not smart enough to pick your own presidential candidate. No, there were some things I didn't like. I think the Turkey situation, if I'm not mistaken, he removed those troops. And I didn't like the way those people were trying to get the hell out of there and couldn't. I was not happy about that at all. So he did get a shame on you for me. Yeah, he didn't do everything that I thought was great, especially with student loan. Still waiting to see what's gonna happen with that. But he's out now. And people are calling him that. They are. And the thing about it is he needs to be investigated. Yeah, what about the riots? Are you calling it riots or protest? Try protest, William. Exactly. Exactly. Right there. Right there, critical. Right there. Watching them get snatched up and being pinned down to the ground. These young men And these ladies, these ICE, patting them down and throwing them to the floor and putting their knee against their neck because they don't know, they've never been trained. Never been trained.
To what, bombing civilian energy infrastructure in Iran while our civilians here in the United States suffer? Here, play this clip right here.
Would the administration ever raise taxes in order to fund this war?
Again, Kristen, the terrible framing. I think that
Well, it's just it's a simple question that I think a lot of people have.
Well, it's a ridiculous question.
Well, what can you answer it?
Why would we do that? That we have plenty. We have $1 trillion. In this year's budget for the military, and President Trump, even before the conflict started, had said that he would like to further build out the military.
So just is raising taxes under consideration at all? If you're saying you have plenty of money.
Not at all.
Okay.
It's got to show you some of these other idiots who did morning appearances. You had UN Ambassador Mike Walls.
Okay,
he was asked.
maybe
So
that's what I meant.
when Donald Trump talks about blowing up the energy infrastructure in Iran, he's talking about like what? Nuclear energy?
Was it Turkey with Donald Trump? Was the Turkey situation? Then I know it was a Turkey situation on one of them. Am I right?
Going to blow up everything. How's that going to look? Walls, here, let's play this clip.
They do have a nuclear power plant, Bushehr. It's actually their largest energy plant. It's a civilian site.
So it's actually not their largest energy plant. It's about 1 gigawatt. They have larger ones that are gas fired outside of Tehran.
Okay,
but just case in point.
Okay, but in this case, in that clarification, the reason I'm asking you is when the president says he's going to bomb energy infrastructure, civilian energy infrastructure, is he going to bomb a nuclear power plant, or is that off the table?
Well, I would never take anything off the table for the president, certainly not on national television. However, there are larger plants. There's one outside of Tehran. There are others outside of other cities that are gas-fired, thermal powered. I think the important point here is to understand the IRGC, a declared terrorist organization, not only by us, but a number of Europe.
I don't know what you mean. Are you asking me a question? I'm feeling she'll side with a murderer if they were a Democrat. Well, you don't know me. I just said that Joe did something I didn't like. I thought he could have handled it better. And that's my personal opinion. I was really upset about that situation, but it worked its way out. It fixed itself. But to say that I would be okay with a murderer is not true. But you can, because we could say that about Donald Trump. He let 2 of his ICE people get away with it.
European countries controls a huge swath of Iran's critical infrastructure, their economy, and certainly many of their governing institutions. And so to the extent we're degrading their military capability and their defense industrial base, all options should be on the table. And the president's made that very clear.
How do you...
Enough of these MAGAs. Let me show you what some of the Democrats were saying on the morning shows. Chris Murphy, who I think's done an impeccable job showing critical leadership in this moment in the United States Senate. Democratic Senator Chris Murphy.
Nobody has won open borders. And quit saying that about Democrats, because Democrats doesn't have the borders on and saying, come on in, come on. No, we want controlled borders. We want that too. But we don't want to treat people like inhuman beings and go around snatching them up and hog tying them and throwing them in the back of a bus and putting them in a camp somewhere and treating them like a criminal. No, I don't think it takes all that. I'm not Snooze. Is it Mice? I don't know what to say to you. It is what it is. Political. It could be a political channel, or it could be us talking about the war or talking about ICE. It just happened to be political, but these are some serious subjects that now when we go to the airport, we're going to be patted down by some thug of an ICE agent. I don't think I want that. No, it's not fake news, William. You're welcome to watch it if you're not. No one's forcing you to watch it, and you're welcome to voice your opinion. Well, leave.
Murphy, here's what he has to say. Let's play this clip.
They do have a nuclear power plant, Bushehr. It's actually their largest energy plant. It's a civilian site. So
it's actually not their largest energy plant. It's about one gigawatt. They have larger ones that are gas fired outside of Tehran.
Okay,
but just case in point.
Okay, but in this case, in that clarification, the reason I'm asking you is when the president says he's going to bomb energy infrastructure, civilian energy infrastructure, is he going to bomb a nuclear power plant, or is that off the table?
Well, I would never take anything off the table for the president, and certainly not on national television. However, there are larger plants. There's one outside of Tehran. There are others outside of other cities that are gas-fired, thermal powered. I think the important point here is to understand the IRGC, a declared terrorist organization, not only by us, but a number of European countries, control.
Those people are not criminals. Illegals are not criminals. It is considered a misdemeanor ticket-like situation. They're not criminals. Your president is a criminal. He's got 32 counts. He is good. I like him. He is. I gotta make sure I give him
controls a huge swath of Iran's critical infrastructure, their economy, and certainly many of their governing institutions. And so to the extent we're degrading their military capability and their defense industrial base, all options should be on the table. And the president's made that very clear.
How do you
More from Democratic Senator Chris Murphy. Let's play it.
Let me ask you, though, because the war is underway. You have argued, and I'll put this quote, we need to end this war right now. If the U.S. ends the war right now, as you're arguing for, could that leave Iran with a more extreme anti-American regime and even lead to a potentially larger conflict for the next administration?
But the administration has already said their goal is not regime change. They are perfectly satisfied to leave in charge of Iran a regime that is going to be worse for American interests than the previous regime. What we know is that the minute we stop bombing, this new regime is going to start rebuilding their missile capacity and their drone capacity. The estimates are that it'll only take them a handful of months to reconstitute that threat. So what did we get at the end of this war? We're going to waste billions of dollars. We're going to get dozens, if not hundreds of Americans killed. We're going to start new conflicts in the region. And when it's all said and done, a more provocative regime is going to be in charge with the same military capacities. This is nonsensical. This is what happens when you put real estate developers and talk show hosts in charge of American national security.
Just to be very clear, you are a no on any funding request.
I'm absolutely a no on any funding request. I mean,
and more from Democratic Senate.
He said talk show host. Is that what he was, Donald Trump? A talk show host?
Chris Murphy, let's play this clip.
To start with Iran, the Pentagon, as I was just discussing with the Treasury Secretary, is planning to ask Congress for more than $200 billion in additional funding for the war. Most Democrats have vowed that they're not going to approve this funding request. But by opposing this request, are you risking potentially leaving American forces vulnerable?
I thought that was a really scary appearance by the Treasury Secretary. This administration has totally lost touch with reality. This war is spinning out of control. Prices are spiking for millions of Americans. There's a new war breaking out between Israel and Lebanon. Oil assets of our allies are continuing to be hit in the region. There's no end in sight. The Secretary of Treasury just said, we're going to escalate in order to de-escalate. It's like they've never read a history book. That's exactly what our war leaders said in the middle of Vietnam and the 20 years of mismanagement in Afghanistan. We need to end this war. The only way you are going to get prices down here in the United States, the only way that you are going to bring peace to the region is by ending this war. And it may be that the quickest way we can do that is by denying them the funding that they need to perpetuate this war, which is increasingly out of control.
Well, let me.
Finally, I just want to know, what's your plan with ICE? What's ICE going to do at the airports? Just, I'm curious. Here's what Tom Homan just said on the morning shows. Let's play it.
With respect, if you're doing this in 24 hours, how well thought out could it possibly be?
Again, ICE has been at airports across the country for a long time. It's just expanding those things. Look, how much of a plan does it mean to guard an exit to make sure no one comes through that exit?
And
we're talking about security options, and these officers are well trained in security, and they're well trained in identification. And look, we're going to do what we can to help TSA move those people through the line.
And
there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. We're so grateful for your support. You may think you're subscribed, but you may not actually be subscribed. So just double
them the funding that they need to perpetuate.
It's just expanding those things. Look, how much of a plan does it mean to guard an exit to make sure no one comes through that exit?
And
we're talking about security options, and these officers are well trained in security, and they're well trained in identification. And look, we're going to do what we can to help TSA move those people through the line.
And
there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe.
That's that bull crap. Let's see what happens at the airport. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate all your comments. I know that you're all not Democrats. I like that, pretty. Thank you for your comment. Dashboard. Yes, Levy. Leave. Snooze. Red says go Trump. Liberals and anti-Americans. Why would we be anti-Americans? See how they take it? Oh, they take it so far. Americans have no money for food but illegal wars. That's right, Leon. Okay, if there's not criminals and it's just misdemeanors, then I'm not gonna get a effing driver's license anymore. I'm not renewing my tags. None of that shit No insurance, nothing. These people aren't running in the store and stealing. These people are crossing the border illegally. That does not make them a criminal. It makes them an illegal. It's a difference. So, Red, if you don't want to go do your license and your driver's license or whatever, that's your business. But since you think they're criminals, how long should they be in jail? 3 years for crossing the border? What's their punishment for trying to leave something that was not good for them in the first place? And I'm not justifying them being over here. There needs to be a better situation at the border. But I'm not going to condemn them either. So there we go. Okay, if people could. Pretty, I don't see that happening. And I don't hate Donald Trump. I don't like his practices. I don't like what he's about. I don't like his presidency. I don't like his leadership. I don't like any of that. That's what he says, snooze. But he's been picking up legal people that actually live here in the United States because of the color of their skin. I agree with you, Eric. Okay, I'm not going to read. If you're going to call me names, I'm not going to read your comment. Michelle? I heard he had another meltdown. Lee? Dale? Steph? Be careful, Steph. Pickles. Yep, that's all, folks. I hope that you enjoyed it. I have another live coming up. I hope to see you guys over there. Thank you. I appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button. Even if you don't like your girl, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget about the Super Chat Super Stickers. They are available too. You ain't got to like me to say that you enjoyed your time with me. And maybe I'll see you guys come back. And we'll have another debate. Okay? What am I looking for? 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 I forgot. Loves and kisses to you. Hit that subscribe button. Okay? I know all of you haven't subscribed. And the like button. Guys. Are you kidding me? 14 likes. Nobody likes me. Love you guys. See you in the next show.
you.